Ladies, this is exactly how you stay in your magnetic feminine energy, even if you're a boss babe. This video, I'm going to go through 5 ways to actually be embodied in your magnetic feminine energy that the masculine absolutely craves. But not only is the masculine to be chasing you in dating or marriage, this helps you with your finances. This is truly a win-win situation. You get to look and feel amazing, delicious, even if you're 75 years old watching this or you're 25 years old watching this. I have a range of all of those age groups that follow me on this channel and are also in my program. So I know this stuff works. It also doesn't matter if you're a single mom, like how I was. I was the struggling single mom with 4 little kids, went through a whole bunch of trauma and loss, did my inner healing, did all the things that I teach you ladies on this channel and in the Feminine Energy Academy, attracted my amazing husband. He was a former bachelor, was a bachelor his whole life, and we literally live our best lives now. So we're married, we moved. My kids have the best life now because of the choices that I made. And one of my biggest things that I absolutely love to do is help women learn how to do the same things. Now, this is not just theory. I actually specialize in helping women really re-regulate their hormones. Specifically, I'm a certified hormone coach, former RN, internal medicine. Had to learn all this stuff too, but also re-regulate their feminine energy and their nervous system, which is foundational. Yes, a part of this has to do with how you look and, taking care of yourself. But really, what feminine energy is, especially for my boss babes, is getting out of the energetics of hustling and grinding, feeling you have to do. You have to do more and more and more. And you got to hustle and grind and you got to take care of everybody. And you're burning out your hormones. You're stressing your nervous system. You're aging yourself way faster than you like. And it repels the masculine. Masculine energy, like true, high quality, healthy provider, masculine energy, like my husband, like the men that end up getting engaged and marry the women that I coach, they are subconsciously attracted to feminine energy. A woman that's in her feminine receiving mode, her soft energy. They are not attracted to a woman that's in her hustle grind, work harder, do more, provide for everybody, nice girl energy. Let me just do everything for everybody so they can be happy and accept me. They are not attracted to that. Now, of course, you'll still attract men if you're in your nice girl energy. And when I'm saying nice, I'm not talking about kind. That's 2 different things. We'll talk about that today. When I'm saying nice girl energy is a turn off to the masculine, what I'm talking about is you just do everything for everybody. If you find yourself constantly overgiving and overdoing, then this video is for you specifically. We're going to go through 5 ways that you today can start shifting more in your magnetic feminine energy, that receiving energy, help you look better, feel better, and attract your desires. Okay, let's get into it. So, step number 1, you want to be in your magnetic feminine energy. I don't care if you're a boss babe. I was a boss babe. I'm still a boss babe, but now I know how to be more my feminine when it comes to my relationships and when it comes to business and making millions of dollars. So, the number one thing you got to do, ladies, is you got to heal your attachment style. And a part of that is your nervous system. This is foundational. So, listen in. Even if you've heard a little bit about this before, I want you to still listen because it's going to really help you. And sometimes we need that repetition for things to click. Your attachment style was developed when you were a child. I feel like you already know that during the developmental years. It really trained your nervous system to understand how to function in relationships to feel safe. Now, that happened with your caregiver. It developed with your caregiver. Now, it could be a parent. It could have been both of your parents if you had both parents around. Could have been with somebody else. I have women that I coach that were raised by other family members. Now, for a lot of people, they learned at a young age to abandon themselves to make other people happy. For some people, they learned how to completely shut down and avoid. That's how the nervous system feels safe. Fast forward, you've been through relationships, you dated, maybe you got married, divorced, situationships. Maybe you're in a situationship right now. You're just not attracting the type of people that you want, the type of man that's in his provider energy. Or maybe you feel really anxious and stressed all the time in your dating life and in your marriage life. So if you're anxious often and you feel like you overdo, you overgive, you break your boundaries, you lower your standards to make other people happy. This is my nice girl energy, ladies. A lot of them caregivers. Like you're in the healthcare fields, you're a therapist. You are probably one of the most amazing women out there. You are a hard worker. You are so generous. You are so giving. And you're also really, really good at abandoning yourself, compromising your boundaries to take care of people around you, including a man, including, relationship with your kids, even if they're little. You don't have your own boundaries. And then what happens is, and that is what is the anxious attachment pattern, is the woman that abandons herself to take care of people around her, to please people around her, so that her nervous system can feel safe. The other side of that is the avoidant attachment pattern, which is really the fastest growing attachment pattern right now. A lot of my boss babes and a lot of my really successful entrepreneurs, women, they have the avoidant attachment pattern. And I would say it was probably more of this person as well. After I went through my loss and I was continuing to run my business, being a single mom. And that avoidant pattern is when you are really good at putting the wall up, shutting off your emotions, distracting yourself, and just getting the work done. Getting too close, or emotions, specifically emotions, dealing with your emotions, dealing with things that maybe the trauma you've been through, it is too painful. Being vulnerable is too painful at a subconscious level, so you avoid it. So, what that looks like for my ladies in relationships is, as soon as maybe you are attracting the man, you can easily attract the man, but when he gets too close, it feels too fast. You feel like you're not ready. The biggest thing is, I'm just not ready. I'm just not ready. Or because men are always going to mirror your energy, you attract men that are not fully available. You might be physically attracted to each other. He might be the greatest guy on the planet, but he's mirroring your energy. So if you subconsciously don't feel safe, you haven't healed your attachment style, you at a head knowledge want the relationship, you at a head knowledge want to get married, of course, but your nervous system has been programmed to something different because you haven't healed that yet. You're going to either attract the man that is not fully ready, he's not fully choosing you, or men do want to get married with you. You do attract the men, but you just kind of shut down and avoid. All of a sudden you find things that are wrong with them. I'm not talking about ignoring red flags. That's absolutely not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about superficial things, things that don't actually matter. And also, what you want to look at is, do you have these patterns? If you're like, I don't even know what attachment pattern I'm in, and some people play in both patterns. I would say most people play in both patterns. You go from anxious and stressed and triggered easily and worried and overthinking, that's the anxious attachment pattern, to the avoidant attachment pattern where you can basically distract yourself, block up your emotions, and go and get work done, go and get business done. Now, both attachment patterns need to be healed in order for you actually to be relaxed in your soft, feminine, receiving energy. And if you don't know what your attachment pattern is, I got you, babe. I actually have a free quiz. I'll leave the link below and you can go through that free quiz, and it will help you not only identify what your attachment pattern is to men, but also with money, because you're probably playing in the same patterns with money as you do with men. And then, of course, how to heal that as well. So, the next thing, if you want to be in your soft, magnetic, feminine energy, this is something that is not often talked about and is one of the biggest factors for actually being in your soft, feminine energy and being so insanely magnetic, where men are just completely obsessed with you and people just want to be in your energy. And that is keeping your energy clean. You need to be a clean, energetic match for the things that you're calling in, including that provider energy man. We get not what we want, but who we are. We get things in our life, everything in our reality, in our 3D reality is simply mirroring our energy. So as man thinketh, so is he, right? So as you're thinking, as you're feeling the energy you're embodied in, that's the reality you're going to create. That's what you're going to attract. And so when I say clean energy, what that means is you can let go. The big part of being the feminine is all about you receiving. You got to feel safe to receive. So I want you to think, if you don't believe me here, just think of biology and how God has created the female. The female represents the feminine, right? So the female's anatomy is designed to receive. We're designed to have babies. We're designed to receive, to have babies. But in order for that to even happen, we have to first shed. We first have to let go. If a woman is not menstruating, she cannot get pregnant naturally, right? Now, I don't care if you're 75 or you're post-menopause or you don't want to have babies or you had a hysterectomy, whatever. I don't want you to discount yourself. This still applies to you. This is just representing the feminine and how God's designed us. So, a big part of being in your feminine is daily letting go. A big reason why women struggle with receiving their desires and attracting their actual desires is because they have such a hard time letting go. Hard time letting go of the situationship. He's blocking your husband. Have a hard time of letting go of the job when you know that you're supposed to be in a different job, or you really want to start that business. You're calling in that business, but you haven't let go of the old ways of doing and thinking, the old identity, the old wineskin. So, a big part of the feminine energy, in order for you to attract your desires, in order for you to attract the masculine, you gotta let go. And I'm talking letting go things like trauma from past relationships with the masculine, things that you've been through. I lost my first husband to cancer. That was extremely traumatic. And I had to do a lot of inner work and inner healing to let go so my nervous system actually felt safe to receive my now husband. It could be cleaning out your house. It could be cleaning out, there's so many things. All this represents the energy in your life, your relationships, your environment. What do you need to let go of to clear space for? You need to create that energetic vacuum that allows you to receive the desires that you're calling in, the masculine, the cash flow, whatever your dreams or desires are. It's all the same thing. So you got to get really, really good at letting go. Of course, you're not going to be able to do that until you heal your nervous system. If you're struggling with that, of course, that's another area that I can help you heal in. Okay, next is you got to heal your hormones. You cannot be in your soft girl energy if your hormones are not optimized. You're going to feel way more stressed, way more anxious. You're just not going to feel good. You're not going to be able to sleep properly. You might have hot flashes. You might just have this anxiety that you never had before. Hormones, babe. You might have PCOS, fibroids, perimenopause, menopause. All of those things will throw a woman into dysregulation, where something that's so small will feel so big and give you so much anxiety and stress, and you'll feel so overwhelmed by dating. You'll feel overwhelmed by men, relationships. You'll feel overwhelmed by business or changing things in your life, exercise. All those things will feel like exhausting to you or overwhelming to you. And most of the time, it's your hormones. A lot of times, people are like, oh, it's a demon. You're being spiritually attacked. Maybe, but I'm going to put my money on it's your hormones. Okay. I'm just being 100% real with you. You, as a woman, if you're not feeling good and you feel like you can't relax and you're super anxious and stressed all the time and you're not sleeping good, then the number one thing you want to start with is hormones. This is literally why I have hormone regulating programs. I have now 6, I think I even have more weight loss and hormone programs for women in the Feminine Energy Academy, because you can't separate the two. This is how I got into feminine energy coaching and dating coaching. Is I would start off as a hormone weight loss coach. I was reversing PCOS. I was shrinking fibroids. I was helping women lose all this weight, feel amazing. And then, of course, when you feel better, all the men come a running, all the exes come a running. And I saw this pattern over and over and over and over again with all the women that I coached. So this is something that you just cannot separate as a woman. Plus, it affects your hair, your skin, how you age, all of that. And we want to, age like fine wine, right? We want to age in reverse, where our value and how we feel goes up as we age, not goes down. Okay. Plus, if you're married, you want to have a nice, strong libido well into your 70s, 80s, hundreds, right? That's how I think. So, number 4 thing, we can't neglect this one, and that is you got to take care of how you look. As the feminine, you have to remember that the masculine, and Coach B talks about this all the time, my husband, the number one thing for the masculine for attraction is how you look. Now, all men like different things. So I'm already going to tell you that you are the perfect type of pretty for your husband. I already know that. You are his type. So you don't have to worry about that part. You don't have to worry about not being you. But what I'm inviting you to do is actually make sure that you're taking care of your body, taking care of your hair, taking care of your skin, taking care of how you dress, taking care of your makeup. Girl, it's not about looking perfect at all. I coach so many women from around the world, Europe, Africa, US, the Caribbean, uh, Canada, of course. Many of these women have gotten engaged and married, but you need to understand what the masculine's attracted to. And you just need to be the best version of yourself. Now, if you struggle with attracting men physically, I really, really encourage you. I have a couple of trainings in the Feminine Energy Academy where I teach you about the male gaze, and I also teach you about how to boost your attractiveness as the feminine. It's so helpful. This is why I have a community of the most gorgeous women, because I believe all women are beautiful. And a lot of times it's just you taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, losing some weight so you feel good, taking care of your hair. Doesn't matter if it's natural, you got a weave, you got braids, you got dreadlocks, you got curls, you got straight hair, you got extensions. That part does not matter. But the masculine, just for example, loves flowy. The masculine wants flowy. They want the opposite of themselves. And once again, I'm talking about masculine energy men, not men that are in their feminine that are attracted to masculine women, because there's a whole bunch of those types of men. That's not what I'm talking about. Those end up in situationships. Okay, last but not least, so important, and that is playful surrender. You, as a woman, need to be able to surrender. And that means that you are so detached, you are so unbothered, you give it to God. God is your divine masculine. So whether you are single mom, like how I was for 5 years, almost 6 years, or you're married, your true provider is the divine masculine God. Now, if you're going to really struggle in letting go and surrendering until you heal that relationship, because otherwise you're going to feel like you have to do everything in your own strength and with your own ability. And let me tell you, for the single mamas, it's not physically possible to do everything in your own strength. You just can't. There's just too many things going on. But that's for all of us. This is why Christ calls us his bride, because we are supposed to be the feminine bride. We were never meant to be the head. Okay, yes, you can lead, of course. We have different ways of doing that. But when it comes to our relationship with the masculine, you want men to chase you want money to chase you want opportunities to chase you versus you being in that hustling mode, then you need to learn how to surrender the how. Let go of the how, let go of the who, let go of the situation that you're in right now, because it's just dysregulating your nervous system, causing you to lean into your masculine hustle grind mode, and that's what's repelling everything in your reality. So, and I'm saying playful because one of the biggest things with the feminine is being in her playful energy. Unless you're like a child, you have the faith of a child, you're not going to experience the kingdom of God. So even scripture says that. What does that mean? Having the faith of a child. The faith of a child means that you're not over analyzing in the brain, masculine energy. I don't care if you do trades and you are in stocks and you're in finance and you're a realtor. I got a lot of those ladies in my programs. Doctors, nurse practitioners, they're all professors. They're all in my Feminine Energy Academy. You are used to, and you've had a lot of success because of how much you know. And we're not saying play dumb or play dead, but what I'm teaching you is having that awareness to know that, okay, you know what, when I'm doing this, I'm okay to be in my head and work on this. But the rest of the time, I'm going to relax, I'm going to surrender, and I'm going to have more fun in my life. I'm going to be more playful like a child. This is how God has designed it. And I promise you, ladies, when you do the things that I teach, and you actually embody it at a nervous system level, at an energetic level, you will see the fruit in your life. Your relationships will shift. The masculine will be chasing you. Money and opportunities will be chasing you. You're going to literally age in reverse. You're going to look better. You're going to feel better. So it's truly win-win situation. So anyway, I will leave free resources for you below. You can click on those links. If you decide to join the Feminine Energy Academy, private message me once you're in there. Tell me why you're in there, because I want to help you. I have thousands of dollars worth of coaching programs in there that you can actually try for free. That's how confident I am in our results. We've had multiple engagements and multiple marriages, women able to quit their jobs, call in their dream business, expand their dream business because they healed their nervous system, they healed their hormones, they healed their feminine energy.